Hello, this is Virtual Chess Noob, learning and having fun with chess. Welcome to another Chess and Classical Music. Now today I'm playing with my Vienna Coffee House pieces. These are a historical set from the early 1900s. These were the chess pieces often in the Vienna coffee houses. And I think this fits this game very well, where I play a Vienna, knight c3. Now I have a non-commentated version of this video, so if you want music only, have a look at the link description. The opponent plays bishop out, so bishop to c5 is Anderssen Defense, and against that we can immediately punish with queen to g4, and this is one of my favorite lines in the Vienna, the Giraffe Attack, immediately attacking the g7 square. Queen to f6 is a mistake, and we can now develop our other knight, but it's a bit of a trap. The tactic here is knight d5, attacking the queen and also the c7 square, but we do need to block the f file first. Now because that looks like a slow developing move, very often black will just develop their knight on the other side, as was in this case. That's a blunder. They really needed to defend the d5 square. There we go, knight d5, and they're in some serious trouble. So the best response for black on the previous move was that they needed to defend d5. So potentially the pawn to c6 is a good move. The best move was probably knight e7. From this position, black is about to lose massive material. This is a difficult position for black to navigate. They're spending a bit of time thinking through the move. Pretty much the best move for black is probably queen to g6, invite a queen trade, and then accept the material loss. This is Mozart Piano Sonata number 13. I hope you enjoy. Do you like this board? This is the Chessnut PRO. At the time of recording this video, 1st of August 2023, it's about, I think, the 3rd anniversary of Team Chessnut, and they actually have 15% off all their products on their official website. Now, the Chessnut PRO is really quite a lovely electronic board, full tournament size pieces. So these are customized pieces that I have here. This is probably my favorite electronic board. And there we go, black found the right move. Queen g6. Here I was trying to calculate whether I should just take the queen first or maybe knight captures c7, but I decided to take the queen first. Doesn't really make much of a difference. They'll capture with one of the pawns. There we go. I captured with the f-pawn. Knight captures. c7. Absolute fork of the king and rook. Yep, king slides over. Knight captures the rook. Now, the thing with the knight capturing the rook is the knight is somewhat out of the game here. So it is important to be a little bit careful. So even though they've lost that rook, I do relinquish one of my active pieces. However, the position for black is quite problematic. As you can see, I now have a potential absolute fork of the king and rook on the other side. So they're going to have to do something about that. And the goal here really is to keep creating threats of trying to stop black being able to consolidate. Yep, good move. Knight to the edge of the board, defending the f7 square. Yeah, try to stop black from being able to consolidate, and if we're lucky, being able to rescue our pawn in our knight, sorry, in the corner. But that's not necessarily that easy. Yeah, having a think. But yeah, developing the bishop can't be a bad move. Putting a little bit of extra pressure on f7. What are your thoughts about this style of video? Do you prefer music only, or to have it commentated like in this video? I've set up a poll, but you can also reply in the comments. Let me know what you would prefer. Good move by black. Yep. Defending the e6 square with that knight, which of course would allow me to fork the king and the bishop. Here I pretty much want to force moves. Yep, and I also slide my bishop back, defend c2, otherwise they will fork my own king and rook. I'm quite happy for them to capture my bishop. Trading pieces is good. And if they do take my bishop, so knight captures the bishop on b3, that allows me to capture back with the a pawn, opening up the a file. Interesting move. Yep, so potentially opening up the opening up so they could capture my knight with the king, but now that I've defended the bishop, I can attack the knight. What's the knight going to do? They could withdraw, but yeah, I thought they were going to capture the bishop. There we go. Capture back with the A pawn, opening up the A file. And if you notice, Black's dark square bishop is about to get trapped. So B4, and the bishop hasn't really anywhere to go. They'll have to trade their bishop for one of my pawns. I wonder if they see. There we go. B4, bishop trapped. And of course, once I get rid of that dark square bishop, my rook potentially captures the pawn on A7. And that also effectively allows me to defend that knight from capture from Black's king. So a logical move here for Black is to play Desperado, take one of my pawns with the dark square bishop, probably F2 makes sense with check, because that disallows me to be able to castle. There we go. Forcing move, captures, take back with the king, probably, yep, logically, rook to F8 with check. Now, the question is, where is the best square for me to move my king? Number of options. So potentially the king can move forward to G3. However, I opted not to do that because potentially their like square bishop can take my pawn on E4. And that pawn defends the F5 square, and then a knight can jump to F5 with check. Now, that's probably completely fine, but it just wasn't a particular tactic I wanted to calculate. So I just put the king back onto E1 because it just didn't seem like the king was available. Any of the pieces could put my king in check. Now the thing with Black is that they may not see that knight to E6 would be a fork of the king and rook. So they really need to do something about that. At the same time, my rook is also got an attack on A7. And here, they didn't see that tactic. So unfortunately, knight E6. Absolute fork, king and rook. Winning that rook emotional damage, really. How's black going to respond? Emotional damage indeed. Good game, GG.